You gotta catch Joe in one of those shows. He's amazing. And he works the crowd better than I can. That's Are we ready to start now?
You gonna sing the national anthem?
That's it. Yeah, I should do that. I'm not gonna have you do it.
No, it'll never end. Thank
Thank you so much, Joe. Amazing.
you. It'll never end.
All right, okay. I got my speech here, and I'm gonna go for it word for word. It should take about an hour and a half. Oh, you have the mic. I'm gonna get a beer.
Hold my feet.
Lose the crowd.
All right, all right. I was just told don't lose the crowd. I think that's too late. Okay.
Hey, Pat, I'm gonna go hang out in the bar. I'll be back.
I'll see you later.
All right.
Okay, I'll call you when we need you. You ready? Welcome to the 5th annual Vintage Bomber Banquet. Everybody having a good time? Annual means we have it once a year, like the alumni game, which we didn't have this year. But we did have 5 of those. So I want to thank everybody who came and helped out today, and everybody who worked so hard to make this banquet happen. Thanks to Joni and Mary for running the 50/50s. Always trying to get, there's plenty of time to get more if you don't feel like you're going to win. Now every year we've done this. Well, one year Smooth won. And next year his wife won. So we're going to try to make somebody else win this time. I want to welcome my new teammates to the party this year, the Primetime Bombers.
Yeah.
Our 60s team made it all the way to the championship games, and just to get edged out by Creative Finance. It's been a long season for all of us. We started the season back in February. Actually, our season started in February when his batting cages, which is the only month Ed Last will allow himself to be in the batting. Every other month he says, we don't need no stinking cages. Wasn't that racist? Okay. And after those batting practices, it was Saturday and Sundays. We were out there in March and into April, practicing. Pretty much that's all we did, right, Frank O'Leary? No outfield practice. Frank O'Leary is here. Then we had a scrimmage game with the 2 teams mixed together. I don't remember. You guys remember that? It's the time we couldn't get George out for anything. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah, we had one addition to the Vintage Bombers. Only one addition, which is unusual. We had Gary H. join us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give him a big applause because you know what? He's the best. And he's a great guy, and he was a great addition to the team, and he made us a hell of a lot better. This was the first year that we were in the A division as the Vintage Bombers, and we were ranked 4th among all the teams, all the 12 teams, and like our team was ranked 4th going in, and that's why we had to play all the tough teams. So we came a long way from being 5-28 that first season. You guys who were here remember those tough times, but hey, we had a blast. So we opened the season, the Vintage Bombers opened the season with a couple of losses to Farland's team. And then we righted the ship and we started winning consistently. And as soon as Tim started coaching third base, that was it. And we had a lot of injuries. Chuck got injured. Billy was hurt most of the season. We lost Ed for the season. And that was real bad. And then Frank lost that battle to that line drive late in the season. And he was gone. We'll talk about that later. Softball can be a very dangerous game, especially for our right fielders. Frank O'Leary. But hey, we were 6-10 in the A division and 9-3 against the rest of the league. So we held our own. We played the elite teams pretty close. Right, Bernie? We played you guys pretty close. That was the first time we ever got shut out. But they didn't score a lot of runs either, so the game was close. Against Bernie, you got those guys. You got a great team in the 50s, I think, which is run by better managers. Okay, so anyway, so we lost at least a couple of those games to those big teams, but they were mostly close games. So we did pretty good. We lost those 2 playoff games to Alex Brown, who was the eventual champs. But we did stage that big comeback, right? Remember that big comeback in the first game? I think there were 2 home runs hit in that game at the end. One by Dave Hudley and the other one by Steve Samra. We were down by 4 runs in that game, and 4 runs in the 9th inning, right, Ed? And Dave hit the 3-run home. We had scored a run, and then Dave hit the 3-run homer right after Steve came through with that monster blast that I think is still traveling. And we actually went ahead in the game, only to be tied up by them in the bottom of that, the 7th inning, and they went ahead in an extra inning, and they won the game. And the second game was all Alex Brown, but hey, I'm proud of you guys. It was a tough, division for us to be playing in, and you guys, be proud of what you accomplished. You had fun, and you guys played the game right. And that's can't be said for every single team in the league, but most teams do play the game right. But you guys are always well respected around the league, and I appreciate every one of you guys. So give yourselves a round of applause for that, please. Back in May, we did a barbecue for the kids in Camp Quality. And it's a camp for kids with cancer. It's a camp where their diseases aren't even talked about amongst anybody, right? Smooth. It's a camp where it's an organization where kids are allowed to be kids again. Kids with cancer. The food for that barbecue was all provided by Frank Brock, who's not here, but give him a hand anyway in case he's on video. And the entire team descended on the Friendly Sons of the Shillelagh that day, and along with our own friends and our families, we put together a great day for them, right, Smooth? And I really remember. We collected over $3,300 that day for that organization. So your life, right? I appreciate what those volunteers do that day, because those volunteers do it every day. And then we were in Smooth softball tournament where we raised almost close to $500 for that. And so over the course of the year, we probably raised close to $4,000 or more than $4,000 for that cause. And I'm proud of you guys. So hey, thanks for everything you guys did this season. I know you'll be ready to help the kids out again next year, because that's what we'll be doing. That's what we're about. We're partners with them. Okay. So, hey, look, now we'll talk about the future. Next year, Vintage Bombers will be getting a little younger. We already have new blood coming. I believe we do anyway, if they do commit. And I mean commit like you guys commit, not just playing in tournaments and just showing up at our games whenever convenient. That's not going to work. So let's hope that the new guys can commit to us just the way everybody else in the room commits to us. But nothing but gratitude and respect for all the players that played for this team over the years. Whether you're still going to be part of the Vintage Bomber everyday lineup, or whether you're going to be playing exclusively for the Primetime Bombers, you guys have my undying gratitude. Okay, the Primetime Bombers were created this year for one main reason, to give us older guys a place to play when the Vintage Bombers continue to get younger. And I sent an email to that league asking them for entrance into the their league, and I explained that we would be a team that would play by the rules, and we would be competitive, or try to be, and we would always show good sportsmanship. And I told them it would be fair, and we were only in it to have fun. Not too long after that, I got an email saying that we were welcomed into the league. And you know what? My teammates fulfilled every promise that I made. They had fun, they were good sports, they were highly competitive, and we played by the rules. So prime timers and everybody give the prime time Bombers a big hand, because you guys are all going to end up there at some point. Our first season, we were 15-7. That's pretty good. And we were one of 2 teams standing at the end, so you can't ask for much more than that, guys. Then we had that comeback, which is probably the best comeback in the history of that league, no doubt, where we had 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, nobody on base. Chris Heil gets up, he hits a screaming line drive to right center field. I mean, that ball was hit hard, Chris.
Oh, towering.
No, it wasn't towering, but you hit the ball hard. And he's running hard out of the box, so he must know that the guy could misplay it. And the guy did misplay it. Chris wound up on second, and we gave him a double, didn't we? Ed wasn't keeping score, so he got a double. Sorry, Ed. And then there's just snowballs from there. Everybody just got a hit. And Ed was the tying run. He was knocked in by Doug. And then we went into extra innings, and we won in extra innings. So that was 6 runs down we were. I don't think I said that. 6 runs down, nobody on base, 2 outs. And we won that game. That was just amazing. I would like a hand for that one, boys. And I was standing there saying, oh, I can't leave this out. Bernie's back there, and he's saying, what are you talking about, Pat? I'm going to get ready to hit for next game. Because we lost, that was it for us. That was done. But Bernie says, I'm getting ready to hit next game, not just this game. And just like nobody wanted to make that last out. Okay, so we're going to get going here. Vintage Bombers and Primetime Bombers, both teams have a lot to be proud of. So now I just want to introduce them. So let's start out with the guy that has to leave first, and that's Joe Manoa. Okay, so the first guy I want to bring up is, hey, I met Joe just, a little more than a year ago at the Tapas, I guess, right? And we're already good friends, and he's a great guy. Joe's a former baseball coach for Red Bank Catholic, and he's our second baseman, he played outfield one game and did a great job. Joe did hit the ball really well today. He's got some power, he's got pop, and he really does have a nice swing. And he plays good defense. I don't believe that nonsense he was telling me about not being able to play. He hadn't played in a long time, but he's like he never stopped. And he was a guy that was recruited by Billy D'Amico, and they were both in the class of 73. He dealt with a lot of aches and pains over the course of the year. But he made us a better team until his appendix decided to burst. Now, what are the odds that you'd have 2 appendixes on one team bursting? We had that on our team, Jimmy Connor and Joe. And you know, Joe's a singer and he's an actor as well, and he is going to be performing tonight at Count Basie Theater in Hunchback of Notre Dame. Good luck to him, or whatever, break a leg to him. For those of you, you can come in. For those of you who do not know, Joe was in the movie Goodfellas, and he even had a line in the movie. And he also was offered, he was asked to audition for The Sopranos.
It's like my age.
Yeah, he was asked to audition, but he turned it down. And I'm not saying that Joe's a genius or anything. But hey, I'm looking forward to being your teammate again next year.
I'll explain what happened in Sopranos. So I got a call to audition for a show called The Sopranos. And I think what they did was they just took the cast list from Goodfellas and they went down the list and called people. But I was on a business trip down in North Carolina. Normally I'd just come back for the audition. But the guy, it was Sopranos. At that time, I thought it was a movie about singers. I had no clue. Who would think? I mean, now we know. But Sopranos, so I said, you think it'll wait until I come back? And he goes, oh yeah, no problem. We would audition to get back. Never auditioned, never had a shot, and then there you go. But the way he was supposed to be.
Okay. Now we're going to do a lot of vintage bomber people, but I'm going to first start out with Phil Brennan. Yes, that's you, Phil. After sciatic nerve surgery, is that what you had? That sciatic nerve surgery? Well, Phil got back to working for us, filming our games for us. He took care of both teams, actually. You can sit till after. It's not going to take long.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Well, we've come to consider Phil part of the team because he gets a jersey every year, and all that. And he's put together some of the greatest videos and pictures for our team. Like, and one thing's for sure, no other team gets a scrapbook of pictures and videos like the ones Phil puts together. So, Phil?
Yeah. There you go, Phil.
You don't get to say anything. You're going to say, what the...
You can say one thing.
The question is, how did I get
Is he
so
recording?
awesome?
He's recording.
That's what I do. Thanks for the gift.
Thanks, Phil. Well, Phil was laid up in the Phil was laid up earlier in the year. Joni had filled in and taken some films for him, videos, and pictures for us, and she did a great job. How about a nice hand for Joni? Hey, Joni, you want to come up here? We got something for you.
Hey, the Bombers won.
What? I thought you said the vintage bombers. We didn't win.
Cerebral High School Bombers.
Sarah High School Bombers. Four.
Hey, for Sarah High School Bombers.
8 chance.
And their next game will be a Rutgers, I guess?
Meadowland.
Johnny, got something for you. Thanks a lot.
Nice.
Speech. Joni, do a speech. Joni, do a speech.
Thank you.
Okay,
Well,
now
do a
we're gonna get
speech,
really busy here.
You gotta bully your way in.
Steve Samra is responsible for the creation of the Primetime Bombers. Where is Steve?
All right, next year.
Wait, I got a mic. We're gonna go
Nice.
in.
No.
You did a great job.
Going in.
Well, we don't have any.
Hold on, we're going in live. I just want to tell them. Hold on.
Joe, you want to come up here and sing?
Hey, Steve. Hey, come on, they're calling you. You gotta go. Put your dick away and let's go. All right, shake it up. Hurry up. Wash your hands too. All right. Good job.
Thank you, Johnny.
Sorry about that.
What happened?
He said, did you shake it for him?
Yeah.
Steve took the man of the room.
Hey, Timmy.
Okay, I'm going to start over again. Welcome to the. I'm sorry. Steve Samra is responsible for the creation of the Primetime Bombers. Since when he came to the Vintage Bombers, I didn't have a place to play anymore. And I hit 600 in 2016. But when Steve came, he hit 675 with 19 more home runs than I did the year before. Because I didn't hit any, and he hit 19. And he also had 29 more RBIs than I did. In Steve's 2 seasons, he's hit 703.
Slacker.
Ridiculous. He's had 116 RBIs in 2 seasons. And 83 runs scored. Do I got the stats right? I know you keep them, Steve.
At our age, we don't have to worry about steroids. Hemorrhoids. I think it's on hemorrhoids.
Steve hit the entire 2017 season. Steve didn't make one single error at first base, and I think he made only one this year. So that's Steve's 2 seasons. He also hit 22 doubles, 7 triples, and 33 home runs.
Wow.
He's a vintage Bomber superstar. But more than being a great player, Steve's even a better guy and a good friend. So, Steve.
Speech.
So let me tell you about that exchange. Steve called Tim a prick, and Tim said, "Don't you forget it." I'll give everybody. In 2 seasons, Boley Boulevard established himself as one of the best infielders in the league. Yeah, all right, you give it up for Boley. Boley's value to our team is his absolute fearlessness out there in the infield. He's not afraid of anything, no matter how hard it's hit. Goes right, left, or right in front of him. And he goes back on pop-ups probably as well as anybody. And he has a batting average that hovers like around 400, which is very respectable. So a big hand for Boley.
He came to all the practices.
You would come to practice.
Bole, 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 bole.
All the guys on the team, Boley's the only guy on the team that's not a Cerebral graduate, but he's a longtime Cerebral resident, and he's
Holy,
he did graduate, but I don't know that all of us.
holy. If you want, you can buy our house. All right?
No service. That's on.
All right, we got Gary H on the team this season. So we can get this hall at a discount. No, I'm just that's not even in the school. Mad living now. Another drink, please. Well, Gary, hey Gary, yeah, great numbers this year. I know you were disappointed that you didn't hit a zillion home runs or any.
She gave you 2 small ones.
But, oh no, I'm not trying to hurt his feelings because I don't see anybody hit the ball as hard as Gary. Rich, eat something.
Are you sure?
I never saw anybody hit the ball as hard as Gary is. Gary, your eyes are up here.
Are they even bigger than
Okay,
Tim?
don't make it sound like that. Don't make it look like you're not paying attention, because I know you are. Because you're my good friend, and you call me nothing but coach. Coach.
So do they make them bigger than mine?
Anytime I text Gary, what do you do, Gary? Can you do, Gary? No problem, coach. Oh, yeah, coach. Yes, coach. That's coach. I appreciate it.
It's a class.
You're the worst coach ever, but. Anyway, the power numbers are going to come. You know that, Gary. Just keep swinging, bro. I mean, you had a great batting average. You did well. You produced runs. You can't produce runs because all these guys ahead of you are not going to hit 40. So, you know, hey, and Gary played great. He's a great teammate and plays any position that you ask him to. And he does a good job everywhere. And he's pretty fast.
They see each other.
Catcher. All right, come on, Gary. I'm real proud of you, brother. I want an opportunity to a nice diploma.
Yeah, you want to say something?
Larry, you want to say something to the fans? What's right there? The next guy started his vintage Bomber career in 2016. You guys could start opening those gifts. And in his 3 seasons, Chuck Prusikowski has had 15 home runs, 34 doubles, 10 triples, And a grand total 117 runs scored, and he bat 702 in those 3 years. 702 in 3 years. Come on, give it up for him. 165 hits. And he's one of the best fielders in the league, as he kindly demonstrates every time he plays. And in a recent poll, he's been named one of the best softball players in the history of South Amherst area softball. And I also neglected to say that another person was put on that same list, and it's Gary H. Gary H. and Chuck are were the top two vote getters, and that's throughout the history of softball in this world. Chuck, come on up.
Please
He
not.
said no. That would
Get
be
here.
negative. Negative. That's his speech. No. Barney came to us in 2017 and wasn't wearing a beard. Where were you? It disappeared soon after. He made an immediate impact and helped us win the 2017 championship through his hitting, pinch running, and fielding ability. And he was the first Marv Award winner in 2017.
Multiple times.
Yeah, if I had.
No, that was me. No. Yeah, because he caught a ball in left field with his nose. But he was okay after stitches and lots of ice.
All fat people over here.
In the 2 seasons, Pat's had a lot of success at the plate, in 483 overall. He's also scored 67 runs and drove in 50 more. He's got 10 doubles, 7 triples, and 7 home runs in that short time. So good job, Pat. Come on up.
Scrappy. Look at this Scrapmeister. Grab that mic out of his hand. Everybody how awesome you are.
Pitcher Steve Mon pitched every game for us this season.
I tried.
Pitcher Steve Mon pitched every game for us this season, and he did a great job, as he always does. It's the first time, I think, that we ever had just one pitcher all year for every single pitch. So good job out of Steve. But give him a hand. Steve is really well known for never walking anybody, and he's got a great, one of the best knuckleballs around. And another good season at the plate. And he's been with us all 5 seasons, mostly, and he's hardly ever missed a game. I don't remember the last game he missed, maybe 3 years ago. He's come up with a 479 batting average in those 5 years, 38 doubles, 3 triples, and 102 runs scored to go with 114 RBIs. Yeah, not bad. Steve gave back big time when he came with us to the Camp Quality, and that was
This is so much fun.
and my guess is that was probably Steve's favorite time of the season when he went with us. Come on up, Steve. I don't want to say too much about Steve, but then he said, I just embarrassed the shit out of him. That's what I'm here for.
Another big ball at that big bull table.
Our next player has been called one of the best players in both the 50s and the 60s. By his teammates and by his opponents. He's been with us from the very first alumni game, and he's planning on coming back next year, or he better.
I'm moving.
Oh, that's right, you're moving. See, I wrote this speech before I knew you were moving. I'll have to rewrite it. Well, maybe I'll just change the player. All right, we'll change the player. No vintage bomber has more hits than Billy D'Amico. He's had 232 hits in all his tenure with the team. And that goes with a 621 5-year batting average. Unbelievable.
Thank you for keeping score. That's why.
And let's see. Oh yeah, he
That's
also
what Ed's keeping score. That's pretty good.
he also has added 68 doubles. I don't think anybody's had more than that.
Okay, we're gonna do a Trayvon
24 triples and 19 home
Ready,
runs.
Harry? Trayvon.
You don't even remember any of those home runs. And he's young, and only one player on the team has more than his 182 runs scored. Billy also has hit 135 RBIs, and he's played a great outfield through the years. And this year he actually played a little shortstop when Chuck was down for a while. He's 63 years
So we
old,
do a Trayvon Martin.
and he runs like he's 33. And this year he had a foot injury, it kind of slowed him, but he answered the bell every time we needed him. He's a guy that would play softball every day of the week if he had a chance. And he's a great friend and a great teammate. Billy Demetriou.
That's weird.
I had the privilege, I get invited every year to go to Cooperstown, New York, to play in invitation baseball. And I had the fortune, Pat joined me this past spring. And for those who know Pat, he only drinks one thing, vodka and orange juice. So when we were up there, I saw...
His height is
All right, I'm a liar. When we were up there, I saw this interesting gift I thought Pat would appreciate.
I was there when you brought it.
You picked it out.
It's a bottle of vodka in the shape of a baseball by Abner Doubleday. So I said, oh, this is perfect for Pat. So on behalf of the team, well done.
Thanks, Billy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I thought that's what you were buying it for when you bought it that day. I mean, actually, I was just hoping. Okay, let's go. We gotta move. We gotta move. Joe, you're still here. Wow, I'm that good? Wow, this is awesome.
Your show got canceled already?
No, that's not the Connors. Rich Osnato is the answer to a trivia question. Billy, what is the answer to? What is the question?
Who hit the first home run in Bomber history?
That's Rich Osnato.
Yeah!
And who did he hit it off of? That's for you, Smooth.
Captured that.
Tommy from Lionsgate. Okay, that's all I had for him. No, that's okay, well, that was back in 2014, and Rich had really 3 good seasons with us before he started having some problems with his health, which I hope was you're back, or is it more like you work too much? What is it? Rich was going strong. Whenever Rich was going strong, which he did very often, he was called, he happened to have been called Mr. Automatic by Frank Brock. That's how he was. I mean, every time you can count on him. So we're all hoping Rich changes jobs pretty soon so he can help out the primetime Bombers.
Yeah, I do see that.
He's one of the great guys around, and he was one of the guys that helped us start this team. So we miss him out there. So come on up. He says, I hope I can make it next week.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Dennis McGuire. Okay. He's given the Vintage Bombers everything he's had. Where did he leave?
Is he in the bathroom?
Go get him. Dennis McGuire has given the Vintage Bombers everything he's had for the past 5 seasons. Next year he's going to join us in the over 60 team. We need you, Dennis. We need you, Dennis.
You're going to be the rookie.
You're the bomb. Dennis's 5 years, he's hit a very respectable .409. From where he and I usually bat in the bottom of the order, he managed 135 hits and 75 runs scored over the time, and that is appreciated from down big time.
I'll get him. Hold on.
No one tries harder to be successful. Hey, that worked, holy shit. And no one is harder on himself when he's not.
Shoot me in the head.
Dennis has been a warrior and a great teammate. Thanks for